Of the European section. Croatia, the top seeds in this group, but they've made a stuttering start, just 4 points from their opening 3 games, and it leaves them trailing England and Ukraine in 3rd position. They really need to get back on track, so who better to face than whipping boys Andora? And it's almost 2 years to the day that these sides met in this stadium in the European Championship qualifiers, with Croatia running out handsome winners by 7 goals to 0. The Andoran side tonight, 5 of those that start this evening were here 2 years ago to suffer that humiliation. They are weakened at the back. Tony Lima and Sonerji are out. Instead, 20-year-old Rodriguez makes his debut. Alongside him, Vales, who's only 18 years of age. It's an inexperienced Andoran back four. Both anthems beautifully observed. As always, passionate crowd inside the stadium here in Zagreb, hoping that their team can get back to winning ways. Whilst a repeat of that emphatic 7-0 victory is unlikely, don't expect the home side to take their foot off the gas this evening. All the points and plenty of goals into the bargain, the dual target this evening. Stadium that holds 40,000. It looks a little bit empty tonight. It's around about a quarter full. And most of the supporters are congregated in the main stand. Croatia this evening without Dario Srna. He's suspended, as is Robert Kovac, and his brother Niko Kovac, 37 tomorrow, is rested. It means that Ivica Krznaric continues at the heart of the defence. Klasnic and Petric are brought in. And Petric, the Croatian number 9, will be looking forward to this one. He scored 4 in the 7-0 victory 2 years ago, and then got another couple as Croatia won 6-0 in Andora for the reverse leg. So Petric usually enjoys himself against Andora. Presentation here being made to Jerko Leko, who is amongst the subs tonight. That That is the state of Group 6 at the moment. England coming here last month and beating Croatia by 4-1 on this pitch. A very rare defeat here for Croatia, and it is one that has left them licking their wounds. Slaven Bilic aware of what's required tonight. The point that they picked up at Ukraine on Saturday has to be built upon tonight. No question that it's a game they are expected to win, and they're expected to win it handsomely, just to put a little bit more pressure on those teams above them in the table. And it is Croatia in their traditional white and red check shirts who get us underway, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. That defeat here to England really blotted their copybook at this stadium. It's only the second time they've ever lost here. 27 victories in the 40 ties prior to tonight, and straight away it looks as though they mean business. Andora will look to get bodies behind the ball all the way through, probably just leaving Silva up front on his own for most of the evening. And the question is, how adept are Croatia in their means to break them down and get through to goal? Modric already dropping deep, but on this occasion Krzninac ignores him and looks right himself for Čoluka. Here is Modric. In by Petric. And it's away by Puyol. He became a rare goal scorer for Rodrigo's Andorran side at the weekend. They don't score many goals. He scored from the penalty spot in the 3-1 defeat at home to Belarus. Pramnic, the left-back who loves to get forward and will pretty much play as a left winger today, you would have thought. This is Petric. Čoluka trying to get on the end of that through ball. Cleared by Vales. Just 18 years of age, his 5th international appearance. He's the youngest in the Andorran squad. Good running off the ball here by Modric. 3 to try and pick out in the middle, but look at the swarm of blue shirts that are in the box already. Safe to suggest that the small scattering of supporters behind that goal away to our left will get the best view of first half proceedings. Here's Čoluka again in behind. Good looking ball, and Andorra struggling to get it away. Finally do just that through Lima. Silva unable to bring it down, and Croatia can come again. Won their opening fixture here against Kazakhstan by 3-0, but then that defeat to England. Point against Ukraine in Kiev at the weekend. Got them back amongst the points. Čoluka. Regular pick by Slaven Bilic, the Tottenham Hotspur fullback. In by Petric. Switching it to Pranjic. Stopped in his tracks. Ayala helping it on to Andora. Reclaimed by Vukajevic. Modric. Brilliantly done, and he's won a free kick for the challenge by Silva. It's the Croatian bench watching on with interest. The game here against Kazakhstan. They scored twice early on just to take command of that one, and they'll be looking for something similar here. Here's Chorluka, already seen a lot of the ball wide right. Modric showed too much of that to Puyol. That was untidy, and that's a free kick. Andorra, bottom of the table, nothing new in that. They usually finish bottom in the qualifying stages. Lost all of 3 of their games, but unlike previous seasons, they haven't really been thrashed. Conceded 3 in a 3-0 defeat against Kazakhstan. England only beat them 2-0. Belarus just 3-1. It's a success of sorts for their coach, David Rodrigo. Of course, it just opens up the old question of whether or not teams like Andorra should even be involved in the European qualifiers. What do people think that the so-called minnows in the European game should play their own little group to qualify for the qualifiers, if you understand what I'm trying to say? Here's Chorluka for Croatia. Siminic for Krznaric. Croatia now just trying to draw Andorra forward towards them so that they'll leave a few gaps at the back, but Andorra not falling for it as yet. Pranjic closed down by 2, and Puyol able to pick it up. Croatia's form was terrific prior to that defeat here by England. They'd gone 10 games in which they won 8 and only lost 1 of them. There's Igor Stimac, the former partner of the current coach Slaven Bilic, at the heart of the Croatian defence in the late 90s. Now working in the commentary box, where things are a lot easier than down by the touchline or even on the pitch. Chorluka for Croatia. Getting it back from Modric, making steady progress here. Blocked and hacked away. Vukijevic. Here's Modric. And again, Modric with 2 ahead of him. Chorluka to his right. Pranjic arriving at the far post. It's not going to reach him, and Andorra deal with that all too easily. Pranjic battling to reclaim it for Croatia. Good persistence by Puyol, unwilling to give it away easily. Rakitic. Andorra for Andorra. And now Puyol. That 7-0 defeat here 2 years ago, a source of huge embarrassment for Andorra. It's their equal heaviest defeat. They did once lose 8-1 to Czech Republic. A lot of red faces when they trooped off here 2 years back. And they're eager to perform more impressively this evening. And so far, so good. Rodriguez takes the throw. Simic, this vastly experienced defender for Croatia, winning his 69th cap this evening. One of several players on the Croatian team that now have 2 World Cup tournaments and 2 European Championships under their belt. You can't buy that kind of experience. 10 minutes gone and still no threat on Koldo's goal. Croatia finding it very difficult to find a way through here. Here's Rakitic. Wins the throw-in off Escura. Rakitic again. Now Modric. For Pranjic. Good-looking cross. It's an excellent ball in. Oh, Klasnic takes the tumble inside the 6-yard box. Some of the fans felt that that might have brought Croatia a penalty kick. Quality cross from Pranjic that set up Klasnic. Is there a bit of a nudge there? There's the Croatian striker looking for it. Referee unimpressed. Chorluka. Here's Modric. Offside flag is up. Olic disputes that decision. He felt he timed his run to perfection, but assistant referee far side quickly had the flag to suggest otherwise. And I think he got it wrong. You see from the cut of the turf there that Olic was behind the defender in the middle when he started his run and the ball was released. Modric. Croatia will look to play things through him as much as possible. Very much the man that makes them tick. Look at the number of blue shirts between him and the penalty area, though, but he's managed to get through the first line of defence, not the second. Free kick against Rakitic. Croatia can't afford to get frustrated too early on here. It's not going to be easy to break down Andora. England and Belarus have found it tricky in recent weeks. Problem here for Silva, I think it is, that's gone down for Andora. And he needs some treatment here. Statistic there that just underlines Petric and his success against Andora. 6 of his 10 qualifying goals have come against the European minnows. It was Krznaric that was closest to Silva, but I think it's after the ball has been cleared, maybe his follow-through, the Zenit St. Petersburg centre-half just trod on Silva. Pranjic. Excellent slide there by Ayala. Had he missed that, Olic might have got through. Rakitic. Now Modric. Did well to keep the ball moving forward. Pranjic has just kept it in. Alert at the back was Rodriguez. And it's Puyol bringing it clear for Andora. He must be delighted by the way Andorra have started this game and kept Croatia at arm's length. Vukijevic. Now Rakitic. Olic looking to turn his man. He's failed to do that, but he has won Croatia a free kick here. Maybe some inexperience there in Rodriguez. And he's making his international debut today, the Andorran number 4. When you have to break down a stubborn and well-organised defence, set pieces are often the key. First opportunity here for Croatia to test the veteran Koldo in the Andorran goal. It's Rakitic over it. 4 in the wall. Ivan Rakitic to strike and find the top corner. Perfect strike by Ivan Rakitic. And after a frustrating opening period of this contest, a set piece unlocks the Andorran defence and Rakitic settles one or two of the nerves in the crowd. Croatia have the lead. Excellent technique. Koldo, despite his desperate attempts, couldn't stretch sufficiently to get there. Might have started a little bit too far to his left, if truth be told. And how he is punished by Ivan Rakitic. His 4th goal for his country. And it has opened up the door to what Croatia will hope will turn out to be a comfortable and most important victory. Certainly wouldn't expect anything other now than 3 points if it was ever really in doubt. Andorra don't really deal in goals. Petric, comfortable for Koldo. This is Andorra's 6th qualifying campaign. They're 3rd in the World Cup, 3 in the European Championships, and in those games, of which there have been 55 prior to tonight, they've only scored 16 goals. So they average about 1 every 3.5 games. In short, they are a rare commodity. Petric trying to get in there. Escura held his ground well. And it's Lima who carries it forward for Andorra. Looking for Silva. And now Jimenez. Croatia will hope that Andorra will push a few more bodies forward here, and it might just open a few more gaps for them to exploit. Here's Pranjic, brought it down well enough, but then ran straight into Ayala. Chorluka hugging the far touchline. Running at Escura. Hasn't got past him yet, though. Kristanac. Chorluka. Rakitic, the goal scorer. Now Modric. Pranjic available to his left. Encouraged to take on Ayala, and he's beaten him. That's a good-looking cross as well. And very close to the second goal. Firm header at the far post. One or two in the stand thought that that was goal number 2. Quality delivery here by Pranjic, looking deep. Managed to pick out the man arriving at the far post. Klasnic couldn't quite steer it into the far post. That's the situation in Zagreb. Croatia leading by 1-0. Maybe a rare opportunity here for Andora to cause 1 or 2 problems for the Croatian defence. Puyol to take this free kick, but only 4 forward to attack it. Came off Petric's shoulder in the end. Steve Pletikosa, the Croatian keeper, anticipating a very quiet evening. Has done well in the qualifying group so far. Clean sheets against Kazakhstan and Ukraine. Only England have found a way past him, and of course they put 4 past him. Petric looking to attack this in the box. Another foul by Krznanic. Second on Silva. Sticking to him like glue. The fruitless labour when you're the sole striker and midfielders are locked in defensive mode. Fernando Silva ploughing a lone furrow up front for Andorra again this evening. Another free kick, and again just smattering of Andorra interest inside the Croatian penalty area. Again it comes to nothing. And again it's Modric who leads things forward for Croatia. Olic against Escora. Good looking ball in, wouldn't quite reach Petric. Stretching was Rodriguez to get it away. Here's Pranjic now for Croatia. Rakitic went for the return and was on his backside by the time the ball came towards him. It's a corner. Croatia wanted a free kick. This is White. Little trip there by Ayala after Rakitic had played it infield to Klasnic. Rakitic to take the corner kick. Keeper punching. Reasonable distance on it. Player from each team down inside the penalty area. Petric helped to his feet. Ayala will need a little bit more convincing though. Who fouled who? That's the question. Replay inconclusive. Ayala winning his 40th cap for Andorra this evening. Part-timer at Santa Coloma, who were the Andorran champions last year. Rest of the week he's a gardener for the council. Rakitic. Olic. Chorluka. They work something here with Modric. He's gone for the return. Brilliant return. Cut Chorluka in here against the post. Inches away from getting his first ever goal for Croatia. The two Tottenham Hotspur teammates combining to good effect. Chorluka went for the near post, beat keeper Koldo, but couldn't beat the frame of the goal. That was a delightful move from the Spurs duo, who are struggling in the English Premier League at the moment. By his own admission, Modric says he hasn't performed, isn't living up to a costly transfer fee, cost £16.5 million. Spurs at the moment bottom of the English Premier League. And their Spanish coach, Juan de Ramos, is under big pressure at the moment to turn things round. The talk is that if the misery continues, he will be out of work soon. Bilic hoping that a second goal comes swiftly. It won't come here. Rakitic. Vukijevic experiencing a problem with his left boot. Croatia's record in qualifying for tournaments is most impressive. Made it 6 out of 7 times. Their only failure was to make it to the Euros in 2000. And usually they win their group as well. It's been the situation on the last 3 occasions, including the last 2 World Cup qualifiers. And this terrific free kick from Rakitic could be the platform for them to take a giant stride towards closing the gap on Ukraine and England at the top going into tonight's games. Modric. Petric keeping it moving right for Chorluka. 3 to pick out in the middle. And Petric got his toe to it, but misses the target. Well, I think it may well have come off an Andoran defender, actually. Delightful move again, Chorluka heavily involved. And when he fires it in, it's a combination of Petric and Rodriguez that forced the ball behind. Croatia with their second corner. Rakitic to take. Siminic looking to help it on. It's going to come out as far as Vukijevic. Took too long to get it out at his feet. Modric it is. Looking for Rakitic. And it's Modric with the foul. Nothing if not noisy, the Croatian support. Petric. Croatian throw. When the fixtures were organised, Slaven Bilic was very keen to get 3 of the first 4 games at home. Does mean that 3 of their final 4 games will be away from home. Puts the pressure on their conclusion to the tournament. Need to have points on the board by the time they go into their last 4 games, you fancy. Third corner. The referee again has spotted something going on in the penalty area that's not to his liking. Prison action, Valles, the 2 involved. Rakitic with the corner, doesn't beat the first man. Olic goes down, penalty. Yes, he might have looked for that, but it was an awful challenge that was coming in, and Andora, who have defended with great resilience throughout, were caught napping there. The quick throw caught them out, and then it's the inexperience of debutant Victor Rodriguez diving in, and Olic just made sure that he brushed against the leg of Rodriguez, and the referee has given it. And it's another opportunity for Croatia to score with a set piece. They found the net from a free kick through Rakitic. And now Luka Modric with a chance to double the lead from the penalty spot. Modric against Koldo. Saved! Good stop as well, but the rebound is forced home. Was it Petric who got there? Or was it Olic? Doesn't really matter. Well, it matters to him if he's got it, because he's without a goal in his previous 4 games, and Olic, for that reason alone, might well claim it, but it's 2-0 Croatia. Keeper dived the right way, but failed to turn it behind, could only force it out. Got a touch to Modric's rebound, and it's definitely Olic that forces it over the goal line. Just got there ahead of Petric and showed more determination. Again, Andora caught napping. Failed to respond to the save by their goalkeeper. And Ivica Olic doubles their misery. It's the first time Olic has scored, by the way, since the European Championships in June, when he got the winning goal against Germany. 4 blanks in the intervening period. At the other end, Puyol to take this Andorran free kick. Hook clear by Simunic. Here's Petric. Andora for once short of cover at the back. Klasnic tried to get in and has been poleaxed for his trouble. Brave attempt by Klasnic here. And the non-forward was absolutely flattened as he dived to get on the end of Rakitic's ball in. I think it's Rodriguez that made contact with him. But Klasnic is nothing if not tough. Remember, this is the man that has undergone 2 kidney transplants in the last 18 months and has come back to make a full recovery. And the fact that he's back on the football pitch playing in the red and white shirt of Croatia says it all about his courage. Good defending by Rodriguez. He was at fault for the penalty, but wasn't caught out a second time there. Olic through the legs of Ayala. This is Modric. Chorluka. Petric. Cleared by Lima. Pjanic. Rakitic. Vukojevic. Chorluka showed too much of that to Escura. But Andora didn't keep it for long. No joy down the right, so Croatia will try the left. That's a nice drag back by Petric. And it took 3 to stop him. And the final challenge by Vieira brings Croatia another free kick. She doesn't look too impressed by what she's seen. Fantastic technique there by Petric. Got away from 2. But Vieira and Valles just got a little nick on the Croatian forward to send him sprawling. Another opportunity here then for Croatia. Another set piece. Koldo has 5 in the wall. Well, again, he was flailing across to his right. This time it was just drifting away from Petric. Wanted it to bend in a little bit more. Didn't bend quick enough. Petric, who was on the score sheet in the 3-0 victory in this stadium against Kazakhstan last month. Swung in by Klasnic. Lima in the way. Croatia working hard to reclaim possession. Krznaric. Good ball. Malic wanted it on his left foot, which is his favoured foot. Vukojevic. Krznaric. Finding Pjanic. Jimenez battling, but he's lost it to Pjanic again. Desperate lunge by Ayala. Reclaims possession for Andora. But Andora will be mightily relieved when the half-time whistle goes. It's very much damage limitation. They know they're unlikely to win many games. They know they're unlikely to score many goals in the qualifying group. But all they really wish for is not to be on the receiving end of 5 and 6 and 7-0 thrashings. A modicum of decency, and that's certainly the case at the moment. 2-0 away to the team currently ranked 6th in the world. Croatia is not a bad return. Here's Modric. Croatia looking for a third before the break. Goals have come at 15-minute intervals in the game, and they might get another chance here. Krznach clipped. It was Puyol with the challenge. Andora, predictably, have brought everybody back to defend this. Croatia have muscled in with 5 waiting inside the box. Rakitic to take. Driven in with some pace. Clearance by Rodriguez, stretched high to get a foot to that. Here's Jimenez. Not for long though. Vukojevic finding Krznach. Space again down that right-hand side. Čorluka drives it in. It'll come out as far as Petric. Unable to keep it down. Plenty of power, but no accuracy. It sat up nicely for him there. Well, nobody can really complain that Mladen Petric went for the first timer. Nice feet by Jimenez. Andora wants a free kick. Referee wasn't going to give it to them. And Puyol, concerned about his teammates' welfare, takes the matter into his own hands. Jimenez, one of the experienced players in this Andorran side. 62nd cap for him this evening. Just caught there by Vukojevic. It's his 5th qualifying campaign. So he's been on the receiving end of plenty of defeats in his time. It has to be said, it takes some mental strength to keep coming out for these games when you know that your team is unlikely to compete, and it's really a case of just trying to keep the score down. Forward here for Olic to chase. Lima made sure that he got there first. Here's Petric. Couldn't quite wriggle his way through. Ayala's clearance straight to Rakitic. Oh, the slip there by Krznach as he tried to take off. Watch this as Rakitic hit it. Partial deflection by Rodriguez took it into the path of Krznach and just slipped as he looked to pursue this. Just there. Approaching the half-time whistle. Slaven Bilic will be reasonably satisfied with the first half display from his team. As England and Belarus have already discovered against Andorra in this group, when they come and put 9 and sometimes 10 men behind the ball, it's very, very difficult to fashion that many clear-cut chances. At least Croatia will have a half-time lead, something England didn't have when they took on Andorra last month. That's the very latest score coming in from England's game, 1-1 against Belarus. Here's Modric. Again, he's got an option to his right. Again, it's Čorluka. Can Croatia find a third just before the half-time whistle? And Lima might well have just run that out of play. Got away with it. Here's Rakitic. And now Pranjic. One minute of additional time at the end of this first half. Olic. Now Rakitic. Good feet. He's set up Modric here. Modric! I just wonder why he let that run quite so much across his body. Beautiful approach work by Rakitic, which Modric clearly appreciated. She's picked the right end of the stadium to sit for her photographs. All the action at that end of the ground. Predictably, Croatia have found the net twice. Rakitic with the free kick. And then Olic from the rebound of Modric's penalty. And that is enough for the referee. First half in which Slaven Bilic's team have had to be patient. They've had all the ball, all the possession. They've hit the post. And Klasnic has headed wide, but all importantly, Rakitic has scored from a free kick. And after Modric saw his penalty saved, Olic was on hand to shove home the rebound. Scoreline in Zagreb at the break. Croatia 2, Andora 0. First half, Croatia's goals coming from Rakitic and Olic. Second goal coming from a penalty, Modric having his effort saved by Koldo, but from the rebound his effort blocked again, but Olic was on hand to stab it home from no more than a yard. No changes to either team at the break. And it will be the same pattern of that, I'm absolutely certain. Croatia will have the territorial advantage, they'll dominate possession. And it will just be a matter of how many times they can force their way through this stubborn Andoran defence. Fatigue might be a factor late on as well. And on that subject, Andora didn't play on Saturday, Croatia did, and they've also been travelling from Ukraine as well into the bargain, so... Anyway, here's Rodriguez with the throw for Andorra. Not the best of throws, and it wasn't cleverly dealt with by Croatia either. But it comes to nothing. Vieira's shot tamely drifting wide of the far post. Platikosa could be sat down in an armchair in that penalty area. So little as he had to do. It's all a case of concentration for the Croatian keeper tonight. Siminic actually played more games for Croatia this season than he has for his club side, Hertha Berlin. He played once for them in the Bundesliga so far. This is his third consecutive, indeed fourth consecutive World Cup qualifier. Chance there for Petric, just stretching inside the penalty area. Got to it, but couldn't control the effort. Good ball in by Rakitic, well-timed run by Petric. Actually, he'd done the difficult part, which was pretty much reaching the ball in and staying onside to do so. Any kind of firm connection there, and might well have been 3-0 Croatia. ball. It will bring a free kick and might indeed bring a yellow card for Puyol. Nope, yellow card hasn't been brandished his way. It won't get a more blatant handball, spotted by the assistant referee near side. Free kick already taken. In goes the cross, hooked away by Lima. Usually his elder brother Tony Lima is on duty as well, but Tony was booked in the last game and is suspended for this one. Again, Lima swinging the boot to clear. Oh, it's a great run. Pranjic to the byline and driven in. It was travelling at speed. And no great surprise that Klasnic couldn't just shape to bury that one. Pranjic has been a real find in recent months for Croatia. He was the only ever present at the European Championships in the summer. Most other players got a break in the final group game, by which time Croatia's involvement in the latter stages had already been established. But so key is Pranjic to them down that left-hand side that he played in that one and in the quarter-final against Turkey. 20th cap for his country this evening. Krznaric finding Petric. Back-heeled away by Lima. Pranjic again. Blocked by Ayala. Krznaric. A little bit too heavy for Olic, who's not known to... In fact, it's not Olic, it was Klasnic who was chasing. The three forwards of Croatia tonight moving across the front line. Olic, Petric and Klasnic never standing still. In theory, it makes them more difficult to pick up. Away by Vukojevic. Here is Petric. Winning the free kick. Modric in a hurry to take it quickly. Čorluka. Just two lines of blue between Croatia and the Andoran penalty area at the moment. It's been that way all the way through so far. And it's Petric for Croatia. It's now Olic. Screwing it back. Opportunity here, well struck, and it's just wide. It was Rakitic who let fly. Well fashioned, this opportunity. Klasnic teeing it up. Rakitic just pulling it wide. Olic was involved as well earlier on. Bilic, who was involved in the European Championships in '96 and the World Cup 2 years later. In the fledgling years for this Croatian national side. Only been competing in FIFA tournaments since '92. And they've been to 6 of the last 7. Modric in here to make it 3 maybe. It was a tight angle and his shot was ultimately blocked by Andora, who stuck to his task. First corner of the second half to Croatia, their 4th of the game. Rakitic to take. Čorluka at 6'4", a possible target in the penalty area. Olic, who took it away from goal. He was unmarked here. Nobody jumping with him. I think Silva was the man expected to. He just stood still. Petric. First to it is Valles. Chorluka. Vukijevic. Modric. Excellent play. And he's still going on, Modric. Both teams have a lengthy break before their next World Cup qualifier. Don't take the field again until the start of next April. And it's a return of this fixture. Indeed, that's the only game that Croatia have between now and June when they take on Ukraine here. So by the time they next take the field here, they should have another 6 points in the bag. Here's Pranjic. Lima in the way, and it's Lima who can bring it forward here for Andora. The protective shield in front of the back four. Puyol. And Lima, for the first time in the game probably, stretches his legs and gets into Croatian territory. Kuzinac refusing to accept the offer of the handshake of friendship. Felt it was a premeditated foul. Olic for Croatia. Clipped by Ayala. It's a free kick and it might bring another yellow card maybe. Yes, it does. Second Andoran player to be booked. Rodriguez in the first half. And now Ayala. Can have few complaints. He was late. He lifted his boot to make sure that Olic was sent sprawling. And Croatia yet to really fashion a chance in this second period. Rakitic to take the free kick. Croatia with 6 ready to attack this. Comfortable for Koldo. Could have caught that, but decided to punch instead. Andorra with a player down in the box. I think it's Lima that's gone down. Now, how did this happen? Will we see? I don't think we will from that angle. But we might from this. Number 6, and Siminic, the Croatian number 3, running away from him. And the upshot of all that is that Lima ended on the ground. Siminic now full of apology. Lima, who plays his club football with Triestina in the Italian Serie B. Probably the highest league that any of the Andorran internationals play in. Smattering of them play in the Andorran league, 1 or 2 in the Spanish lower leagues. (2-0) to Andorra if you've just joined us. Both goals in the first half. The first, a terrific free kick from Ivan Rakitic. And then this fellow Luka Modric missed a penalty, but from the rebound his effort was blocked again by Koldo before being forced home by Olic. Handball here against Chorluka, who felt that he just took that on the top of the chest, a feeling that appears to be shared by Slaven Bilic, his coach. Let's see. What hasn't helped him there is that the arm is raised, and that does give the impression that he controlled it with his arm, and that does suggest that it was high on the chest though. Almost over the heart, but it's a decision that's given. Gone against Croatia, but hasn't taken them long to regain possession. And it's Modric again. Now Chorluka. First change of the night, it's Jako Leko, who's about to come on. Here's Klasnic, now Petric. Chorluka. Krizanac. Vilkojevic. Pranjic drawing two players towards him. Rakitic. Felt he was impeded. He's battled well to reclaim it, and now he does win the free kick. Shirt being pulled by Silva. This might give Croatia an opportunity to make a change with an hour played. Leko coming on. A more adventurous midfielder for the more defensively minded Vilkojevic. Certainly don't need a holding midfielder tonight, Croatia. Leko gets his second taste of the qualifiers. Came on as a sub in the opening game against Kazakhstan, but it was much later than this. He only had 3 minutes on the field that evening. Well, it's further out than the one that Rakitic bent into Koldo's goal in the first half, but he might be about to go for goal again. He is. Didn't have the power in it. And Andora get it away. Chorluka again though for Croatia. Can he get inside that penalty area? Rakitic. Kept in by Klasnic. Klasnic with the cross. Driven towards goal by Pranjic. And that'll be a corner. Yet to score for his country, the left back. Caught this well. Whether or not it was heading into the net is difficult to say prior to the intervention of Valles. What it has brought is another corner for Croatia. Rakitic, who will take. And it's travelled a long way, and Andora for once haven't defended it at all well. It's not a good effort in the end by Klasnic, didn't get hold of it. Comfortable stop for Koldo. I want the goalkeeper to come for this. Koldo arrives in the nick of time. Well, his team is ranked 184 in the world. Croatia are 6th. But still just the 2 goals in it here. With less than 30 minutes to go. Olic chasing, he'll keep it in and pull it back. And a good ball it was as well. And Andora haven't cleared, it's Petric! And somehow Koldo kept it out. Well, Petric continues to be denied this evening. The man that got 4 here 2 years ago against the same opposition. Full credit there for Olic to pull it back. Poor defending here by Ayala. Pranjic got in and then Petric with the drive. Another Croatian corner which Rakitic has trotted over to take, and that almost swilled in. Palmed away by Koldo, who was very nearly caught out. This was swinging viciously. Croatia ready for another change. It's Mandzukic, who scored here against England last September. Ironic applause as Andora enjoy sustained possession in the Croatian half. Nicest man down is Andora. Left knee clearly is the problem. I'm not surprised as well, it was Leko that was leaping in. Clumsy tackle more than anything else. Here's the change for Croatia then. It's the man that got the second goal, Olic, who's making way. This is how his goal came about. Penalty saved, and the palm out was pounced upon by Olic, who got there just ahead of Petric. Probably needed the goal a bit more than Petric. It ends a goal drought that stretches back to June and lasted 4 games prior to this one. So Mario Mandzukic is on for the remainder of this one. 3rd time he's come on from the bench. Scored as a sub against England. Also came on against Ukraine at the weekend. Andorra have their first corner. Cause for celebration. Costa has had nothing to do all night. Will he be tested here? No. Can he launch a speedy counter-attack? Well, maybe. Andorra had committed bodies forward there. It's Chorluka charging forward. Modric is onside. Andorra quickly have got bodies quickly behind the ball. It's Rakitic. And it comes to nothing. And it remains a modest scoreline of 2-0 to Croatia. But for Koldo, it could have been 3. That was an impressive save to keep out Petric. From a Croatian point of view, that scoreline coming in from Minsk is bad news. If England can hold on to that lead, it would be 12 points out of 12 for them. Remember, in the qualifying group for the World Cup, just one team, the winners of each group, definitely go through to South Africa. The 8 best runners-up from the 9 groups then go into playoffs. Therefore, only 4 of the teams that finish second will be involved in the World Cup finals in 2010. And if England continue in the manner that they've started the qualification campaign, it looks like they will grab the top spot. Early days, though. 10 games to be played in Group 6, and this is only game number 4. And Croatia will feel that having won at Wembley in the European qualifiers, they can do the same when they go there next September in the World Cup qualifiers. The important thing is to be close to England when they make that trip. Rakitic to take the free kick. Five to aim for in the box. Not a good ball in. Cleared by Vieira. Here's Modric. Cleared as far as Chorluka. It's great work by Pranjic, but it's all in vain. Ball had just crossed the byline. Well, we're entering the last 20 minutes here. And you have to say that Andora's massed ranked defence has done the trick. For them, it was never a case of winning this game or even getting a draw. It was about keeping the score down. 7-0 2 years ago. They also lost here heavily in the qualifiers for Euro 2004. Mandzukic sent sprawling. Another chance for Rakitic to deliver. Familiar targets to aim for. He's gone deeper, that's better. And it's brilliantly defended by Valles. That's a terrific clearing header. It was a testing ball in. And Valles cleared it well. And despite his best attempts, Klasnic unable to keep it in far side. Modric. Siminic for Pranjic. Rakitic with the cross. Chorluka. And again. He's done well. Cross didn't match what went before it. Križanić. This is Modric. Chorluka, that's fantastic. And he's battling his way through here, Choluka. Can he pull it across to good effect? Koldo got an arm to it, and Pranjic fires wide. Third goal just won't come. There haven't been that many chances. This is one of the better ones in the second half. It was the right back that created it, and ultimately it was the left back that fired wide. It has been that kind of night, a frustrating night for Croatia supporters and players alike. Petric. He's drawn two defenders to him, and a third in the shape of Jimenez can bring it clear. Well, that's the possessional share, and it doesn't get more one-sided than that. It's part of 70-30 in Croatia's favour. Petric. Modric picking up the loose ball. He's got options to his left, but Pranjic couldn't take it in his stride. And Andora now quickly getting bodies behind the ball again. Pranjic going across right-footed. It's out for Choluka. And now Modric, 3-0. And some relief and a few smiles amongst the Croatian supporters now. Modric, the man who missed the penalty in the first half, makes up for that with a smart finish. Well, it was driven in here by veteran Choluka. It was going nowhere, really. Andora couldn't get it away, and Modric pounced. And with the first time effort with the outside of the right boot was sufficient to take it away from Koldo. Choluka just really hitting it and hoping, and his hope bore fruit in the shape of Luka Modric. Well, there's still no great joyous celebration on the Croatian bench. More a case of some relief with 15 minutes to go. But it's now 3-0 Croatia. Goal difference could be so crucial in the final analysis in Group 6. So important to help yourself to goals against the weaker sides in the group. And they don't come much weaker than Andora. The fear for the Andorran coach, David Rodrigo, is that the Andorran defenders will be getting, and by defenders I mean all of them because they've all been defending tonight, they'll be getting more and more tired. And it might be a case of bringing on some fresh legs for the tail end of this as Modric tries to get free again, blocked by Valles. It's another Croatian corner. It's Croatia who will make the next change, but not until this corner's taken. Modric fails to beat the first man. Rakitic, just to dink this in. Plenty of checkered shirts in the box. And it's away by Lima, who's picked out Ayala. Jimenez. Simic too experienced for that. Modric. Just caressed that ball far side. Mandzukic, well, he felt it was a corner. Here's another look at the third Croatian goal. Modric didn't have time to take a touch and tee it up, had to go first time. Kruzinac replaced by Ganezovic for the last 15 minutes here. Kruzinac didn't have too much work to do tonight, but impressed at the back in place of the hugely experienced Robert Kovac, not available for this game or the game against Ukraine at the weekend. Lima robbed. Approaching the last 10 minutes in Zagreb. Croatia would like another couple of goals, if truth be told here. At least one more. Modric letting it run. Chorluka, who's had a good game. Trying to worm his way through again. Just fouling Puyol as he tries to get in behind the Andora midfielder. Change here for Andora. Their first, it's the left-back Jordi Escura that's going to make way. And Texama Garcia, at 42 years of age, wins his 70th cap for Andorra. What's that about fresh legs for the last 10 minutes? First touch is to give it straight to Modric. Klasnic. Second chance. Blocked this time by Ayala. Chorluka. Simic. Modric. Petric making a use of himself here. It's Petric, it wouldn't quite sit. Back in by Pranjic and headed wide. That was a good opportunity. And Mandzukic felt he was just nudged here by the Sexama, but he wasn't. That was a bad miss. Mandzukic, who plays his club football at this ground for Dinamo Zagreb. 6 goals already this season for his club side. 12 last as he helped them win the championship. Sort of opportunity that he normally gobbles up, but not on this occasion. Croatia will come again. It's Modric who tries to collect on the edge. Pranjic with a chance to centre. Held up by Ayala, but he's got it away. Lima in the way. And it's another Croatian corner. Rakitic for Pranjic, who's let it run. It's Modric to turn it in. And punched clear by Koldo. Choluka it was that was coming in behind, trying to get his head to it. But for the keeper's involvement, I think he probably would have done. Croatia have had an abundance of corners, but they just haven't threatened enough from them. Choluka squaring up with Andora here. Generally it's been played in a good spirit, but occasionally there've just been one or two flare-ups. And that's clearly what Andora thinks has happened here. A few stern words from referee Vad. And in comes the corner. And that's not a good clearing header. It's a better punch by Koldo. Cleared by Vieira. Pranjic. Simunic. Now Modric. Looking to attack Ayala. Threads that through nicely. That'll be another penalty. Lima stretching. And no doubt at all in the referee's mind, Mandzukic got there just ahead of the defender Lima. Modric just teeing it up. Mandzukic knew if he got there first, the tackle would always bring him down. Lima booked. Croatia with their second penalty. And having missed the first, Modric reluctant to take the second. And so it's Ivan Rakitic who will step up from the spot. One of those who missed in the penalty shootout against Turkey in the European Championships. But he won't miss this one. 4-0 for Slaven Bilic with 5 minutes to go. Time maybe for a fifth, but a 4-0 win, the minimum of requirements today. Good penalty kick by Rakitic. Koldo sent the wrong way. And Rakitic now has 5 goals to his name.
Još jedna zamjena u reprezentaciji Andore. Iz igre izlazi igrač s brojem 10, Manuel Jimenez, a ulazi igrač s brojem 18.
Jimenez replaced by Alexandra Somoza. With time rapidly ticking by. Now by Modric on Puyol. Puyol who's taken the captain's armband off Jimenez. Puyol with the free kick. Can Andora snatch a late and surprising goal here? Oh no. Can Croatia get a fifth? Mandzukic. How did he get through that little lot? And what a good pass as well. Took a deflection, and the deflection takes it straight into the grateful arms of Koldo. Could have looped higher and over. Leko it was that let fly. Not renowned for his goal-scoring ability. Jako Leko. Puyol. Bilic sees the funny side. Siminic booked for disputing the decision and having a few words with the referee. Won't be the first time in his career that he's done that, and it probably won't be the last. Final change for Andora, and it's Toscano. Juan Carlos Toscano, 24 years of age, coming on for Silva, who just has such a difficult task for Andorra. He's expected to play up front on his own. He barely gets a kick, barely gets a pass. To say he's exhausted at the end of an evening's work is the understatement of the evening. So Toscano on, hit goalwards by Puyol, but it'll keep on going. Well, she's seen enough. He will record it for posterity for her. 4-0, 2 minutes of added time to be allowed. Modric to carry it forward once more. Chorluka will settle for the free kick there. Clumsy challenge by the substitute Toscano. They took it too quickly. Puyol snuffling out the threat. But it's kept in here by Mandzukic. Petric for Pranjic. Mandzukic again. Modric again. Oh, that's brilliant. They're in for a fifth here. Oh, how did that not go in? Klasnic hit it. Keeper out to meet him. And somehow he fired wide. Brilliant ball by Modric this. Reverse ball in. Klasnic, who did well to stay on side. And instead of going across the goalkeeper, tried to beat him at the near post. Could have been 5, but it looks like Croatia will have to settle for 4. And that is more bad news for Slaven Bilic and company. A third goal for England. It looks like England are going to make it 12 points out of 12. And it looks as though Croatia at the end of this evening are still going to be 5 points behind the group leaders. Curled in by Leko. Cleared by Valles. On my watch, we've now played the 2 minutes of additional time we were promised. The referee agrees with my timekeeping. 2 goals in each half for Croatia. Give them 3 comfortable points. But it was a bit of a yawn all in all. Rakitic set them on their way with a superbly taken free kick. He settled the scoring right at the end with a penalty earlier. Modric had missed from the spots, only for Olic to hammer in the rebound. Modric did find the net later with a superbly taken goal. Bilic has to settle for 4. Croatia back to winning ways. Andorra lose again. That was never in any doubt. The final score in Zagreb. Croatia 4, Andorra 0.